Go from a rough idea to a fully animated scene? In this video, I'll show you how I go from a concept to character images generated in ComfyUI, turn those into 3D models with TripoAi, and then add animation with free Rokoko Mocap, and finally polishing everything off with ComfyUI. I want to show some of my techniques that I find useful for getting good results. I will not cover the basics, so I'm going to assume that you know your way around ComfyUI and Blender. If you need tutorials on either of those processes, I suggest you check out either videos by Enigmatic E or by Mickmumpitz, as their workflows are very similar to what I'm doing here, and a lot of what I do in my own workflows is based on their techniques. Thanks, guys. Let's start from the beginning. I look for inspiration from different sources. I like this character here that I found on my board, so let's go with that. I also need a prompt, so the best place to look for those are CivicAI. I found one that is pretty much perfect, so if you don't find something that is going to match perfect for you, find something that's close that you like and just use that as a template to start with. So now all we need to do is jump over into ComfyUI, and we need this basic text to image setup with just one control net. And I've got a pre-made pose. You can find these on CivicAI as well. Just search for poses. Once I have a character I'm happy with, I will need to remove the background. We need a clean single color background for TripoAi to get best results. I like to use robust video matting. There's tons of options. This still works for one image. And you could even use Photoshop remove background. Regardless, once these are done, we're going to need to clean it up because most background removals are not perfect. So I'll bring that into Photoshop or whatever you like to clean that up. And then we're going to return that cleaned up version into another image to image workflow. And that's going to hopefully clean up the anatomy for us and give us some better details. But we're still going to need to clean this up one last time in Photoshop. We want to remove any straggling spots or specks, any shadows near the feet. TripoAi will pick those up and it will make geometry out of those, and we don't want that. Once we have a final image that we like and we have it cleaned up, we can bring this over into TripoAi. This is, in my opinion, one of the best image to 3D model services that I've found. What you're seeing playing on the screen here is submissions from a contest that they recently did, and you can check that on our Twitter feed. There's quite a lot of really good submissions on here, so if you want to check those out, that's some pretty cool stuff. So once we have set up a free account, we're going to want to go over to the Create page, and we're going to want to upload our image. And here's our cleaned up image. I'm going to put that in here. Go ahead and hit Create. And that'll take a few minutes for it to build your model for you. And now we want to, I don't really see a point in refining. I think that they come out pretty well without the refinement, but you can go ahead and try if you want. I like the way it came out, so we're going to go ahead and just hit download. Once that's downloaded, we can hop over into Blender and check that model out. For me, I'm going to want to remove that tail. He's a bunny. I don't want him to have a fox tail. And that's about it. I can also go ahead and do a cleanup on the texture here. We can paint on this with a stencil to put some of that detail back in there. So we can go over to texture paint, and we can use a stencil like this here and just kind of roughly put it in the right place and kind of paint some of the outfit back on there and some of the details. It's not really necessary, but if you want to check that out, I've linked a video by Ryan King that explains how to do this. Once you're happy with the model, go ahead and export it as an FBX, and we're going to take this into Mixamo. We're just going to use that to do the rigging. TripoAi has a rigging feature, but I haven't tested it yet, so I know Mixamo works well, so we're going to go ahead and use that. Set up a free account if you need one. I've got one, so I'm just going to use my account. And we're going to want to upload our character. And because I have already uploaded this, okay, so it's going to show me how to set it up. So go through and put in your chin and your wrists and your elbows and your knees and the groin. And that's good. Hit next. So take a minute, go grab a coffee if you want. Okay, once that's done, hit next, next. It's loaded our character. We don't need to add an animation. We just want to go ahead and download it. Download the FBX in a T-pose. So once we have our FBX, we're going to go back into Blender and we're going to want to test this out. So we can go into pose mode and just rotate anything. Just make sure it works. Now we're going to add animation to this model with Rokoko Vision. It's a free tool for motion capture on a single camera. You can use any video you want. You can record yourself. Just follow their guides on how to record. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and use this video from Motion Actors. I'll link that in the description as well. So over in Rokoko, once again, set up a free account. You can start this for free. You're going to end up on a page like this, hit create, and you're going to upload single camera upload. Go ahead and upload your video. I'm going to go ahead and skip that. I've got one that's already done, and it should take about 5 minutes to complete. And once that's done, you get something preview to look at. It's not bad. It's not great. The leg is pretty deformed, but we can fix that later. Once you're happy with the mocap, you can download the FBX, and then we're going to jump back over into Blender. You want the file with your rigged character, and we are going to import the FBX that we just saved from Rokoko. Now we're going to need the Rokoko Blender add-on. The link is down below as well, so we're going to open that up. And the first time you open this, you are going to have to log in. So go ahead and do that. And when that's done, you'll see a screen like this. Go to retargeting. We're going to select the source. So the source is going to be the armature here, so all these bones. So make sure we're selecting bones. Great, root. And also this bone up here. The armature, great. Next, we're going to want to build the bone list. And once that's done, you can hit Retarget Animation. If it fails, kind of read this message and see what's going on. For me, I can see I've got a right shoulder and a left shoulder that are duplicates. So I'm going to go find those and fix that. So here's my right shoulder, and I don't need it connected to my right arm. And same down here, left shoulder, I do not need connected to my left arm. So go ahead and hit Retarget. And we'll see how that works here. So actually, let's go ahead and create a group. All right, new collection here. I want to grab, select hierarchy, put this guy in here so I can hide him. There we go. Now we can just see our model. And great, there's our animation attached to our character. So we got custom animation, custom character. Sweet. Now we want to turn this into something we can edit so we can fix that ugly kick. In order to do that, we are going to get another plugin. Mixamo free plugin is actually not supported anymore by Mixamo, but somebody in the community has added an update, so this works with version 4. So we're going to go to Mixamo, and we're going to select our rig again, and hit Create Control Rig. Okay, yes. I want all those fabulous things, and we can go into pose mode, and now we can look at fixing some of this. So to go into fixing this is a bit outside of the scope of this video, so just going to kind of show you the basics of how I'm going to go about this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix this foot. As you can see, if you're familiar with curves, these should be nice and curvy instead of weird and all over the place. So basically, an easy way to do that is to just delete all these funky frames in here and kind of hand smooth everything out. And I'll also just kind of go back through each frame and fix the rotation in the position of this foot. If you need a bit more of a tutorial on how to do some animating, I'm not the best person for that, so you're going to have to find something on your own. Once we have the animation fixed, there's still a lot left to do, so I'm going to go ahead and speed up to when this is sorted out. So I'm going to skip over to a file where I've fixed the animation already, and at full speed it looks pretty good. I'm not the best animator, so there are some wonky parts here, but again, it's good enough for our purposes. Okay, so with our final animation fixed, we've already covered a lot in this video so far, so let's pick this up in another, and we'll set up the camera and the lights, and we'll create some more assets to fill this scene with. Also, we'll create a bit of camera movement to follow our character. Finally, I'll show you some of my tips in Blender to get some great outputs to push through ComfyUI, and we'll send all this through ComfyUI for a final polish. Everything mentioned here should have links below in the description. Post some comments and let me know what you think. What else would you like to see from this workflow, or any questions for me? This is Arc2Res. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.